Hi, I'm Joanna. This channel is all about small gardenscapes, aquascapes, tablescapes. Welcome to the small scape. Today's video is all about 5 of my favorite plants. I like these because they can be used indoor and outdoor, and they're very versatile. I don't know about you, but if everybody else is doing the same thing, I like to do things a little bit different, have it a little unique and fun. So my first plant I'm going to start out with is the plant that is responsible for me getting into the aquascaping hobby. If you're not familiar with aquascaping, it's just gardening underwater. That's how I think of it. This is Anubis Petite. You can see it's very tiny. It's the tiniest of the Anubis variety, and I absolutely love it because it's so tiny. And I use it obviously in aquariums, but I also use them in little tiny water features because when I do gardens, I like to have a water feature, whether it has running water or not. But on my windowsills, I frequently have a little container like this. I looked at this and I said, it looks like a miniature tub pond. So that's what it became. So all I have in here are some rocks and my Anubis. The great thing about Anubis is that you can either glue it. It's just like a succulent where you can actually use glue. We use super glue usually with this, and glue it to a rock or a piece of wood, and it can be submersed, which means entirely underwater, or immersed, which is the rhizome, the bottom part, the kind of like the roots, if you want to call it, needs to stay underwater. But then the leaves can actually survive above water. And then while we're in here, this is my second favorite plant. This is called, it's very tiny, Salvinia Minima, and it's a floating plant. And the roots actually grow down, so you can kind of appreciate it a little bit more in an aquarium, but I like to treat it as a little, I don't know, mini lily pads, but very cute, very kind of soft, fluffy foliage, and a nice little addition to a water pond. Now next to it is, this one is Twisted Arrows Rush. I don't know if you're familiar with it, but when I first saw it, I don't even know if I liked it. But now I love it. I love it outside in containers. I love it inside in a miniature garden because it's so, well, it adds quite a bit of whimsy. It's got it's actually a combo of 2 different plants. These straight little pieces and then these curly little pieces. And I think it's got a relative that's actually called a curly whirly plant. But super fun, and it likes moist soil. So if you have a little maybe water themed area, like a little miniature bog, this would be your guy. Really fun. It can take a lot of moist soil, or in your problem areas in your garden, which I do have some, it'll be a very happy camper. And then in the winter, you just bring it inside. Great for a house plant. The next plant is Dichondra Silver Falls. I love this plant, but I find that people either love it or hate it. You've probably seen it draping out of a container. There's a template, a formula for creating a container. It's a thriller, something tall, a filler, something that comes closer to the planter, and then a spiller. And this is usually forms as the spiller, or you could use an ivy, what have you. But it's usually very large. They even make them into jellyfish. They look like jellyfish hanging planters. That's kind of funny. I use it to form a border around a miniature garden. I think it's so cute, and it's very, very easy to propagate. All you need to do is lay it on soil, and these stems, wherever the stems are touching soil, will actually form new roots. So you can, these are only just 3 little tendrils, you could form, I don't even know how many plants from this. So as you can tell, it's a kind of a blue-green color, and it's very, very soft foliage. So if you're not familiar with this one, I would highly recommend that you check it out because I absolutely love it. And for my last plant is the Sedum Mat. It's also called a tile or a blanket. and all it is a bunch of sedums, different kinds, planted in a mat of soil. It's meant, I believe, to just be put out in your garden. It's very easy to just lay down and it roots in real nice. However, how I use it is miniatures. So I cut it into sections, and it's very easy to cut too. You can cut it with scissors apparently. You can even mow it with your lawnmower. That's what the instructions said. I wouldn't. But if you look at it, the variety, you're getting 4 or 5 different kinds of sedum in there, and you can just use it. I have it under grow lights, so I can use it whenever I want throughout the year and add it to any kind of garden that I'm working on. Or this is perfect if you ever have a lot of gifts to for teachers, for family, if you have favors for an event, something where you want to create a lot of something, like if you wanted to create a lot of miniature gardens as placemakers, centerpieces, whatever, this is your guy, because for $20, $22, something like that, you get all of these little sedums in 3 or 4 different colors, different types. It's really, really good bang for your buck, and it's super fun. I love to tuck them in. You'll see them in all of my gardens. Just adds a little bit of interest and fun. Thanks for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if you have any experience with any of these plants. And also let me know down below, are you a gardener, an aquascaper, or are you both? See you in the next one.